Who is Malware? What does he really want? Why did he work with Khyber and Dr. Psychobos? We shall discuss all these questions and more as we look at the complete evolution of Malware. Malware's story starts when a young Galvan scientist named Azimuth accidentally terraformed the moon of his home world, leading to the creation of a technology-based species named the Galvanic Mechamorphs. On this moon planet, also known as Galvan B, different kinds of Mechamorphs were created, including males, females, and pets. These Mechamorphs had many abilities, including the ability to merge with technology, generate weapons, enhance technology, and some could turn into complete spaceships. During the creation process of the Mechamorphs, a malfunction occurred, causing one Mechamorph to be incomplete in his creation. Because of this error, he became corrupted. This guy was named Malware. He had a black and yellow humanoid form. His creator, Azimuth, promised that he would find a way to fix Malware so that he could be like other normal Galvanic Mechamorphs. Sadly, this took too long, and Malware decided to take matters into his own hands. In the episode Trouble Helix from Ben 10 Omniverse, Max Tennyson takes Ben to Azimuth's home planet called Galvan Prime to get the Omnitrix fixed, which was malfunctioning, turning Ben into a different alien every week. Azimuth, unconcerned, asks Max to return in 2 years. Meanwhile, Malware crashes on Galvan Prime, threatening Azimuth's lab. Ben battles Malware with the help of the Galvan military. Malware kidnaps Azimuth's assistant named Albedo, seeking an upgrade and fix from Azimuth. He also takes with him a device called the Helix that has the potential to fix and upgrade him. After that, he runs off with the Helix and Albedo to go and upgrade himself on the moon planet Galvan B. Azimuth explains to the Tennysons that Malware was created during an experiment on Galvan B, and he seeks an upgrade to fix himself. The Tennysons, along with Azimuth, pursue Malware to Galvan B. Malware transforms into a red Mechamorph, claiming his upgrade is complete. This upgrade makes him more powerful than the normal green Mechamorphs. An intense battle ensues, with Diamond Head Ben ultimately encasing Malware in crystal, seemingly defeating him. After seeing the power of the Omnitrix, Malware decides that he needs the power of the Omnitrix for himself. He goes off to find a scientist named Dr. Psychobos, who could help him build his own version of the Omnitrix. Later on, Malware returns and fights Ben as 4 arms. They have an intense battle with Ben dominating the fight. However, Malware ends up copying partially corrupted blueprints of the Omnitrix from the Omnitrix and runs off. He takes the blueprints back to Dr. Psychobos. Employing the design, Psychobos successfully crafted a limited imitation of the Omnitrix, naming it the Nemetrix. Yet, the villains were missing the crucial DNA samples vital for the device's functionality. To address this, Psychobos reached out to Khyber, a merciless hunter known for tracking formidable prey. Collaboratively, they devised a scheme to populate the Nemetrix with the most ferocious and formidable predatory species from Ben's Omnitrix aliens, aiming to transform the wearer into the ultimate adversary against the young hero. Over the subsequent 5 years, Malware collaborated with Khyber in the pursuit of acquiring new DNA samples, playing a role as both a distraction and a backup fighter when necessary. During one expedition to a Mount Rushmore base, housing the rare Psycholeopteran, Malware executed his usual interference tactics but appeared to be obliterated by a tachyon cannon. However, owing to his genetically unstable nature, Malware reconfigured himself into a humanoid dinosaur form, wielding the newly absorbed tachyon cannon as a weapon. Ben, transforming into feedback, managed to vanquish Malware by channeling the cannon's energy into the base's power supply, although Malware narrowly escaped. After amassing several DNA samples, Malware and Khyber rejoined forces with Dr. Psychobos for the final testing phase. Using Phil Billings as a test subject, they discovered that the Nemetrix had perilous side effects on sentient beings. Consequently, the villains affixed the device to Khyber's alien hunting dog, although it remained unfinished. As Azimuth arrived on Earth to discuss with Ben the detrimental impact of his excessive use of feedback on his other aliens, Malware staged a surprise attack on the group. Recognizing Ben's fondness for employing feedback, Malware physically extracted feedback from the Omnitrix, resulting in the complete destruction of the beloved alien. Fueled by anger over the loss, Ben intentionally overloaded the Omnitrix and forcefully implanted it into Malware, leading to the destruction of Malware. Despite this, the rogue Galvanic Mechamorph eventually regenerated and made a hasty escape. After an extended absence, Malware reappeared alongside Dr. Psychobos on Earth, engaging in a conversation with Khyber regarding his recent setback. With Psychobos successfully pilfering a segment of the Omnitrix's core, Malware observed the finalization of the Nemetrix, enabling Khyber's pet to undergo transformations at will. In the episode titled Malefactor, Malware makes a comeback. Returning to Earth, he tasked Khyber with diverting Ben's attention while he absorbed a significant portion of the plumber's database and several auxiliary power sources from the proto-truck. Subsequently, Malware confronted Ben for the first time in 5 years, leading to a chase through the town. In a strategic move, Malware threw a fully loaded fuel truck at a school bus, compelling Ben to rescue the students while the villain made his escape. Shortly thereafter, Malware, Khyber, and Dr. Psychobos infiltrated Galvan Mark II, utilizing security codes obtained from the data absorbed from the proto-truck. Within the premises, they extracted a DNA sample from the fossils of the Galvan's natural predator, Omniverse, and incorporated it into the Nemetrix. When confronted by 2 Galvanic Mechamorph guards, Malware absorbed them, leaving behind mere gray husks. In their attempt to eliminate Azimuth and Ben, Khyber, his pet, and Dr. Psychobos faced resistance. Malware, however, infected Galvan B and compelled it to self-destruct. Utilizing the remnants, he infected Galvan Mark II, undergoing a transformation into a more formidable and monstrous entity. Azimuth attempted to negotiate with Malware, suggesting a collaborative effort to make him whole. Unfortunately, the defenses of Galvan Mark II attacked Malware, leading him to believe that Azimuth was conspiring against him. As his sanity waned and hatred consumed him, Malware engaged in a fierce battle with Waybig, endeavoring to absorb him into his body. In a moment of reconciliation over the loss of feedback, Ben managed to restore the conductoid's form, enabling him to confront Malware on equal terms. Soon after, Azimuth arrived with the rejuvenated Galvan Mechamorphs, who systematically wore down Malware to revert him to his third form. Empowered by the additional energy from the Helix, Feedback successfully vanquished Malware, leaving behind a desiccated husk, amalgamating elements of his second and third forms. Following his demise, the remnants of Malware were consigned to the Galvan Historical Museum. In Malgak's attacks, Vilgax and Albedo pilfered Malware's remains from the museum. They altered his petrified structure, fashioning his body into a suit that Vilgax donned to confront Ben Tennyson and seize the Omnitrix. Their scheme faltered, and as Vilgax faced mortal injury in the warp core meltdown of the Chimeran hammer, Malware's remnants began seeping out of Vilgax's petrified form, suggesting that Malware may make another return soon.